Hey folks, welcome back to the Cotswold Collectibles YouTube channel. I'm Greg Brown, president of Cotswold Collectibles. We've been doing a series on vintage 12-inch figure bodies from the G.I. Joe line, Action Man line, Gaffer Man line, Falco, you name it, we've been talking about it. This week we're going to be talking about the action figures from Mexico. So take it away, Ace.
These are the Lili Ledi Mexican figures, and if you haven't seen the Lili Ledi stuff, they are really, really, really cool. I think they've got interesting head sculpts. They've got interesting uniforms. They are extremely difficult to find.
Extremely.
And I just try to tell everyone that if you can find them, buy them. They're a great thing to collect, and I really enjoy how they just have weird, subtle differences about them. So let's start talking about these Mexican figures. First, we've got the early edition guy. Now, I'm going to be completely straight up with you. I am just learning about these figures. I would really appreciate if people would put comments in the information below. If they want to debate something or have some new information to share with me, I would really appreciate that. I'm assuming that these guys are 100% accurate. There's a couple of things I'm not sure of. I got these three from a guy who traded me from Mexico, so I feel really good about these guys. And you can just tell by looking at them, they've got different look to them. This is obviously the one that's based on the vintage G.I. Joe. I think this one came out in 70, I believe. And what's interesting about it is the butt markings are G.I. Joe butt markings that have the trademark with the patent number on it. But you can just tell by looking at it, the quality is not the same. The plastic isn't as good. It's a little pinker. The joints are a little bit stiffer. The rivets aren't painted, but it's still a great looking figure, and it looks good and all that kind of stuff. It has your classic nose picker hands. The next figure that they came out with has this really interesting talker box, but no talker in it. And it also has this really unique head flocking, it's basically felt. It's not a true fuzz head, but it's actually a felt. Now, it's my understanding that all of these figures came in the black, the brown, the red, and the yellow hair sculpt.
Right.
I believe that the fuzz heads only came in the brown, the yellow, and the red. Mm-hmm. And so, again, I don't think that they didn't do a true astronaut that I'm aware of, but these are the head sculpts these are head styles that they did.
Right.
Interestingly enough, the butts are all marked G.I. Joe Hasbro TM. Again, the quality of the plastic is not the same. The head sculpts are completely different, and then the body is completely different. I do believe, and I don't know this, but there actually is, I think, a talking figure out there that uses the talker box.
Yeah, because that torso is unique to the Mexican G.I. Joe.
Absolutely, Greg. Great point. This torso only comes with the Lili Ledi line.
Right.
And I know that there's a lot of Star Wars collectors and a lot of Super Joe collectors that collect the Lili Ledi line. They're just slightly different, and they're cool and very unique.
Right.
So these are my fuzz heads of that head. Now, I do know that they made a fuzz head Eagle Eye G.I. Joe. I am not 100% sure about this body sculpt. This body sculpt appears to me to be identical to a United States rebuilt figure. But again, these are marked, Hasbro G.I. Joe. This has the AT and the little Speedo at the front. So I'm going to assume that this is a modern, a G.I. Joe 1975 restrung muscle body figure, right, with an actual Mexican head on it. There's a split in it. I believe that's the accurate flocking, and I believe that's an accurate dog tag. But I gotta tell you, I find these Mexican head sculpts very interesting. I love the fact that they're so different and so unique, and they really stand out.
They definitely stand out. In fact, I was going to add, the head sculpt is very unique, and we were carrying the reproduction of this head sculpt by a manufacturer who was in Mexico. I don't know how if he had the original molds or how he did it, but he basically replicated them almost exactly. The neck posts were a little bit wonky. You kind of had to work it. But I remember getting a comment by somebody one day. I said, "Why did you spend money to make this ugly head sculpt? That is the ugliest head sculpt I've ever seen." And he didn't know that it was based upon the Lily Letty G.I. Joe, or whatever they called it in Mexico. And we've sold out since of these. People really want them back. And good news, just to let people know, is that White Elephant Toys, who has been doing a great job with the Super Joe Unlimited line, they will be coming out with some heads. They've already done some Takara-themed heads, but I do know that they will be doing some Lily Letty style heads in the near future, and they will be flocked. So just a little bit of a tidbit of information, but I just thought that was hilarious. He thought that we were intentionally making a crappy looking head. No, we were reproducing a very hard to find head sculpt. So anything else?
No, I just got to tell you, I love the Mexican figures. I love the South American figures. I love all the unique, different body sculpts. And again, I just want to say I'm learning, so please feel free to share some information.
Definitely. Feel free to, like I always say at the end of every video, feel free to like our videos, feel free to subscribe to our page, and make sure you do leave comments, because we do read them. Ace reads them, I read them, and we're learning. So, but we just want to get the conversation going, pretty much. So
absolutely.
Well, that wraps up this week's video. Next week, we're going to be doing the video on Action Man. So just turn in next week, and see you then.